Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crypto Tips. Today we have AMA episode 12. Welcome to Crypto Tips. My name is Heidi.
And I'm Toby. And really quick, before we begin, 50% of ETH has not moved in a year. And that is after, an almost 60% dip. And a huge price increase from like 90 something dollars. So just keep that in mind when people are bearish about ETH. I'm not. So let's get into this.
Okay, Enough said.
Yeah.
Welcome to the AMA. Just a quick recap for those of you who are new. These questions have been submitted by our Patreon members. If you want to check out our paid Patreon group, there's a lot more information and things that we talk about, what we're actually doing with our cryptocurrencies. Anyway, link for that is down below in the video description, so feel free to check out the CT Club. Okay.
And like and subscribe. You can, or don't like.
You always like and subscribe the same way.
Like and subscribe, whatever.
Yes, if you guys are enjoying these AMAs or this channel in general, we really appreciate it if you leave a like and hit subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. If we are entering, we're going to kick it off with a feel-gooder. If we are entering the bear market, how much more of a percentage drop could we expect this bear run? I would like to purchase more. Could you see ETH going into the $1,000 range or even lower this bear market? Do you think Bitcoin could go down to 20K?
I mean, $1,000 level, like in the thousands?
Yeah.
It's already, I think it did that today.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely ETH could go get crushed. I mean, if you look at prior bear markets, you look at the price of Bitcoin and then compare it to what ETH did and all the alts. The alts usually get destroyed price-wise, but it's not completely destroyed. It's just the price, and then the next bull will come back. So yeah, it could do. It could go back to the hundreds. If you never know. I didn't think that we would go back to the 30s. When we were around 50 or 60,000. But it did.
Bitcoin, 30,000.
Yeah, but for Bitcoin, but it did. So, but I'm not surprised that it did. So that's the thing. Like, I didn't think it would, but nothing surprises me in this space anymore. So yeah, Bitcoin.
It sounds like a challenge.
I mean, Bitcoin can go in the 20s easy. Why not? Why would big whales stop here? That's the thing. Like, you have to wonder, like, why they would stop pushing the price down when they can get cheaper prices. People are panic selling. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people panic selling. I mean, look at crypto Twitter. Oh my gosh, people are freaking out. Yeah. And this is just, whales are salivating. They see this.
It's kind of the tension, right? Is the people who are new, they don't know any better, they're super scared, and they're panic selling. At the same time, there's people just waiting for this super cheap price to buy. And it's like the complete pair of opposites, and it's going to be completely different outcomes for each person because, history has proven that if you panic sell, you're going to regret it. And if you FOMO buy in, you're going to regret it. In our past video that was just published yesterday, if you're watching this right now, talking about what cryptos can I buy? Let's say you have $1,000. What cryptos can you buy? We talked about, this concept of being ahead of the trend, and there's different tools that you can use to identify those trends and which way they're swinging. One of them was the Mayer multiple, and the other one is like the fear and greed index. Very helpful tools for those of you to check out. I highly suggest that you do. But if you're wondering how much more of a dip you can expect during a bear market, if you go back towards the past 85 to 90% drawbacks are the typical from the complete tip of the bull run to the complete trough.
Yeah.
Trough of the bear market. It's about 85 to 90%. So that's a huge chunk. So definitely, if that's the case, we could definitely see lower prices.
But it's great for those that play this game right.
Will you buy at those lower prices? Because those are the best times to buy.
Of course.
It's like a delicacy in the crypto world.
You'll know when I'm buying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the CT Club. Yes. You will literally know when we're doing whatever we're doing with our crypto.
There you go, guys. Just did it.
Okay.
Anyways, let's get to the next one.
Next question. Is there money to be made during a bear market besides staking pools or any rewards? Basically trading. Short answer is yes. This is something that, I mean, Toby and I don't day trade. We barely swing trade. We basically tend to just hold and dollar cost average, maybe into or out of positions. But so one person we've had on our channel a few times now, Jason Pizzino, he is a trading guy. He is a definitely professional, very successful one, very knowledgeable within the TA realm of cryptocurrencies. So we're hopefully going to be working with him much more and learning more about him with different trading strategies, because definitely as the bear market rolls in, we're going to get a different kind of crowd. But those who are sticking around, if you can learn how to maybe day trade or just swing trade really within the bear market, you could get very successful with that. And honestly, anyone can be successful at trading during a bull run. It's so easy to make money during a bull run. You want to pay attention to who is still making videos, who is, publishing their trades and being successful at it during a bear market. That's who you pay attention to. Those are the golden nuggets that are going to help you out.
Yeah.
Next question. Hi, a part of me is assuming that we're probably going in a bear market 3 in a row.
See what I mean? Fear.
It's everywhere.
Fear is the number one motivator.
A part of me is assuming that we are probably going in a bear market soon, and I would love to hear your thoughts on how to navigate one. Any general strategies or tips on how to approach a bear market? Thanks. Right off the bat, for me, a bear market is when you've here's the thing. With crypto, to be ahead of the crowd, you have to be doing the opposite, right? So like, you need to be prepared for a bull run by having already bought during a bear market or an accumulation phase. And similarly, you prepare for a bear market during the bull run by taking profits, dollar cost averaging out of a position so that you have what we call dry powder or cash on hand or stable coins available to purchase when the prices are lower. That's basically, for us, bear markets are the work. That's where we're investing. We're probably going to be contracting a lot of our altcoins and consolidating those into Bitcoin, Ethereum, or like the more solid altcoins. Probably going to reduce it a lot. If you're in our CT club, you've seen our portfolio updates. You've seen how many altcoins we are dealing with. So what do you think?
You'll see in a bear run, I mean, this is a great example. I don't think we're in a bear right now. I think it's just a lot of fear, and I think whales are just taking advantage of people right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I know they are. So with that said, look at how decimated alts have been over the past week. This is what happens during a bear run.
Even Ethereum compared to Bitcoin has done.
But Ethereum
poorly.
is doing pretty good. I mean, considering it's over 2,000 still.
Yes.
But who knows?
It's not
from
a
the
direct
making
correlation.
Yeah. But I mean, with that said, it's alts are going to get decimated. So that's why we are going to trade in most of our alts and put it into either Bitcoin, or we can put it into stable coins as well, like USDC, USDG. Probably not USDT because I don't know. I kind of want an audited coin, a stable coin. That's proven itself that does have some actual proof they're holding onto their coins.
I mean, and also on the 19th, when this crazy dip happened in Bitcoin, if you looked at Tether, the price of Tether was $1.08. So that's how many people. That's how many people were panic selling into Tether.
Yeah.
So. That's just a little indication there for you.
That's a good way to make 8% really fast.
You could do some arbitrage trading real good
Boom,
there.
sell that, wait for it to drop, and then
almost
buy back.
10%
Yeah.
premium on your Tether.
Exactly.
But another thing you can take a look at for bear markets that's also very easy, very hands-off, that we're always talking about is staking. Maybe not necessarily through these centralized platforms, because during a bear market, you don't know who's going to survive a bear market. I mean, Binance probably is going to, but you never know. So for me, if you can stake it on your own, while you have full 100% custody of your coins, for example, you can stake a lot of coins on your ledger. You can stake DOT, Atom, Cardano, A few other ones that I can't think off the top of my
Tons
head.
of coins.
I mean, there's like 5 that you can do on Ledger Live, and there's a few more that you can do outside of Ledger Live. I've done tutorials on these. Check out the playlist I have called Passive Income with Cryptocurrencies. A lot of it has to do with staking. That's an easy way to accumulate coins. If you don't have dry powder, just think about it. You have to consider which coin you're staking and if there's really a chance for it to come through again in the next bull cycle. If we are in a bear run, if you're in a bear run, that's what you should think of, because then you're just, accumulating that coin, regardless of the dollar value of it, you're getting a certain percentage of that coin based on how many of the coin you're already staking. So then, by the time a bull run comes, bam, those staking rewards are also going to skyrocket. Maybe you're making 5 cents every day or something, and then a bull run happens and you're making $20. That could certainly happen. So don't discount staking for sure. Next question, how to get into seed pre-sales projects for Crypto Tips Club members. That's a must for us to create a pool for investments. So basically what they're referring to here is we've gotten into a few of the pre-sales that have been available this past few months. So I think they're just asking really how to do that. For the Patreon members, this is what they're talking about.
Well, if you're a U.S. citizen, it might be more difficult because the U.S. does not allow for a lot of these pre-sales, so they don't trust you guys, but other countries trust their citizens. With that said, you have to do it really fast. So whenever the time, like for instance, CoinList, we'll put the link below. So CoinList has a lot of really good projects that they offer. I've noticed that most of their projects that they do offer do very well in the future. Like for instance, Solana is one of them. I think it was 40 cents that it had a pre-sale for that. But now, there's a lot of competition, and so you have big players in it that will buy it up immediately. So you have to be on it. It'll disappear when the second it opens, the pre-sale opens, it usually closes within a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So you have to be on it immediately.
I know there's also been some confusion of some people were registered for that particular pre-sale and they thought just because they were registered, it was they were locked in, but that's not the case. You're registered to be able to participate in it, but you have to be on the ball, on the button at the time of the release of it.
Be in the middle of the night. I remember over here in Indonesia just waking up in the middle of the night, please hope the internet's working, and going, okay, sweet, it's working, buying it, but and missing it, so that you have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Hey, you might be one of the fastest people ever, but still miss it. So
can DeFi and the Ethereum blockchain coexist long term with large governments like the US, Russia, and China? Is it a matter of tax policy that would appease them? And does it need ease of use and mass adoption by everyday people to survive?
Okay, so let me just
we get questions like this a lot.
Let me just answer this question on governments in general. Governments are probably about 10 years behind in this space or more. So they cannot keep up with this space. I don't care how much money they print up to give up, to their development team or whatever. They're not going to be able to figure out everything, all the developments. I can barely keep it up, and I don't have any bureaucracy overhanging me. So with that said, I wouldn't worry about it, especially with decentralized finance. You're not going to really be able to shut that down too much. Yeah. And the more that governments try to shut it down, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So, you have to apply that law into economics as well. So there's going to be people that are going to go, okay, well, you want to ban us doing this, we're going to create this bridge. Mm-hmm. Now the government's face of, oh man, we have to figure out how to go around this now, because these smart people, because they're way smarter than anyone that's working for government, they're working for decentralized finance and making these amazing developments in this, and they're trying to figure out how to regulate it. Okay, it's a losing game. There's a law of entropy too. You can't control things forever. So it's finished for them, I think. So I wouldn't worry about it. Have fun with decentralized finance. It's gonna take over.
Also, what we're also always talking about, this concept of, cryptocurrencies being threatened by being banned by governments. That is definitely not something that we believe in whatsoever. Definitely have a lot more faith in the robustness of this cryptocurrency space than to be worried about that. But we're also talking about, these two different worlds. And DeFi and CeFi is a perfect example of that. CeFi being platforms like BlockFi, Celsius, Nexo, Voyager, these centralized platforms that are highly regulated. They are playing by the rules of the government. They are 100% custodians of the coins on that platform. And there's a level of trust there. That's the centralized finance. Technically it's with cryptocurrencies. Maybe you're getting a better percentage than you would from traditional finance options, but that there is CeFi. And then there's this other world of DeFi where you are in complete control of your coins. It's operating in a decentralized manner. So even if a government wanted to take it down, they probably couldn't. That's why, especially regarding DeFi projects, we're always on the lookout for ones that are actively becoming more decentralized. Naave was one of those. Actually, they launched their token to be a self-governance token. So the community is now dictating basically what's going to be happening with the network. That's a great sign, and that's something that we should all be paying attention to. So yeah, there's two different worlds. And so to think, you need to appease the governments by doing whatever. Yeah, BlockFi, Celsius, Nexo, Voyager, they will because they're centralized. But the DeFi space can be free because they're decentralized and built that way on purpose. How much of your portfolio value do you keep as dry powder for buying dips?
I mean, I was pretty full on during the last pump. And then once the major pullback came, I took a little bit out just so that we took a little bit out, sorry, so that we could take advantage of even lower dips. Yeah. And I think that's smart because if it goes up, I don't care because it wasn't that much. But if it goes down, we could buy up a bunch, and so that's great.
I think it also depends on, again, what kind of a trend we're in. We have more dry powder approaching a bear market than we do approaching a bull market because, again, we're doing the opposite of what most other people are doing. So as the bull run really starts ramping up, we're going to start taking profits, and that's going to be accumulating our dry powder in anticipation for the bear market. So then, once the bear market is drying up and we're entering that accumulation phase and the bull run is kind of being confirmed, that's when we're going to start, putting stuff in and running out of dry powder again. But we always try to have 1% or something. It's a small percentage because we have a large allocation of coins that we're never going to sell. So, technically that's our portfolio, but it's not really our trading portfolio.
And we're not ever, did I say ever, selling Bitcoin. We're never selling Bitcoin. Yeah. So keep that in mind.
We're going to hold
I don't care how high it goes. It's no point.
I was about to do something real dorky, but I stopped myself. Forever.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, in this lovely, uplifting AMA, I think we addressed some really important things anyway. Thank you, everyone, for participating and sending us your questions. You guys in the CT Club are killing it.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Stay disobedient, and definitely don't follow sheep because they suck.
Yeah. And anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow. So see you guys soon. Hope you're staying happy and healthy.
See
Bye.
ya.